Y'all bear with me if you're there. We've had some trouble with some settings, so trying to be sure everything's right. And there's always like a few second lag on here, so I gotta get used to that again. Haven't streamed y'all in 2 years. I didn't even realize it. I've been wanting to get back into it, so texting my son, be sure I am live, because I can't, I'm so rusty I can't tell. If you're there, hello, hello. I have nothing planned, just impromptu, fix my mic. Live stream. I'm kind of just, we've just now gotten some equipment hooked back up where I could do it, so I'm just kind of getting my feet wet. Nothing fancy. I'm not making anything. None of the above. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, anybody. Let me text him one more time. Just to be sure. No, let me look. I can't see the chat. That's the problem I'm having. Live chat. There we go. Okay, I see them now. They just now came on. I guess I needed to click something. Anyway, there's probably 0 people out there. This is just, like I said, a test, and I want to say, hey, hello, and I hope you're having a great weekend. We've cooled off quite a bit. It's very nice. I think it's about 68 right now, and our high was 70. We had a few rain showers, but it wasn't overly humid or anything like that. So that's the weather report. I didn't plan anything, y'all. I'm not going to mix anything up. I'm not going to do anything. I hope that y'all have been enjoying my output of content lately. I had the little Mexican theme going there for a while. I've moved on. I've got other things in the works planned and things like that. Let me look. Let me check my. There we go. Hi, Marie. Hey. How are you doing? I got a different setup than I had a while back when I did it. It's been 2 years, and it's hard. Oh, could you see me before? Yeah, I couldn't tell. It's kind of changed from the way it was, and some of my settings were off. So when I thought I was live, it didn't seem like it was live. And then, anyway, I think we got it worked out now because you see me. Anyway, I hope you're doing great, and nothing going on. I'm just checking, like I said, getting my feet wet with the equipment, and I didn't expect anybody to show up, really. But I am privileged that you did, and I appreciate you. Know I always appreciate you, Marie. And thank you, Deep. And oh, thank you. I'm glad. That food is so good. I even had some more, but I just felt like I was putting out too much content like that. But I got a request. Somebody wants me to make some queso dip, restaurant style, like they serve in the Mexican restaurants. So I'll probably do that upcoming. It's easy to make, and I've got everything I need to make it. And so I'll probably do that. But I'm going to make some Southern style smothered pork chops. I got all kinds of stuff in the works. I just never can decide. Do people want to see sweet stuff? Do they want to see sides? I don't know. You know how crazy it is right now. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I was hoping to see you here, but I wasn't sure if I could. You know, because time difference and all that, you know, we've talked about that before. So you never know who's going to show up and who's not. I don't have regular time. I would like to get in where I could have a semi-regular time to go live and just talk about stuff. And I got to make a bunch of new videos now. I had a bunch in the can, like all those Mexican ones. I had made them, but I had really made them in a 2 or 3 day span. And, you know, we were actually eating them for supper and stuff like that. But then I got under the weather again, but I'm feeling better now. And but it put me behind what I actually had. I tried to stay 3 or 4 videos ahead, but that's hard to do sometimes. And I'm still trying to hit my stride where, you know, I don't know what's the right amount to put out a week. I've been testing 2 a week and 3 a week, and I'm going from there. But thank you, Dee. And so anyway, that's about it. I don't really, I know I'm really bad with dead air. Can you tell? I'm such a blabbermouth normally. I know. So, you know, I'm actually gonna, and believe it or not, I think of you when I was trying to structure over the last couple of months. I'm thinking, well, I've got to take in mind in consideration Marie, because I want her to be able, so I might stagger a few times once in a while. But yeah, so if I did it, say 7-ish, that would still be early enough for you not to probably interrupt you too badly, where if you did want to pop in, it wouldn't be a weird time like 3 o'clock in the morning. Because I know that's a huge time. Isn't it 16 hours, isn't it? But I did think about you when I did that. And so we're just, and it throws me off because there is a 3 or 4 second lag. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why, but it's not my computer for sure, but it does do that. So that throws me off. I can see it in my peripheral vision. And my monitor isn't exactly where I want it, so it's hard to see comments right now. But yeah, I mean, not that I have that. I don't have any comments really, but you and I are talking, aren't we? And I'm so happy about that because I was actually thinking about you. And I said, I already know it's Sunday there, but you know, I said, I don't know if she'll see it or not. And it's Saturday night. You know, people are doing other things. They're home with their family and everything else. And I know my sons are all busy. One son's helping me out, but you know, nothing much going on. And let's see, I don't even know what this looks like on my channel. I'm just going to look. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's working. I'm so excited. So what I'm thinking is, I think for security, they change the address you have to put in every time and stuff like that. So that's what, when I thought I was live, because this was like the 4th try, I believe. So evidently, the one before you could see, but it would not show up on here no matter what. And therefore, if it wouldn't show up, it wouldn't have shown up any comments. So, well, hi, NJ. What's cooking? Y'all know I'm cooking all the time. I got to tell you, and I'll tell you what I've been working on, Marie, and you know this, I've told you this before. Even if I'm not putting out content, I am working so hard. I work on this every day. I do something every day for Hey Hedy. And right now I'm trying to work on content, of course, but I'm also trying to, I've had my website since the very beginning. I've had it that long and I've never done a thing with it. Hey Hedy, what's cooking? No G. HeyHedyWhat'sCooking.com, but there's nothing up there yet. But I am working on that. And so I'm trying to get that going. And that way I could, if somebody didn't want to come to YouTube or something like that, I don't know. I'm just trying to put it all out there. Because, you know, I'm in my 9th year. This is my 9th year of this channel. And I'm appreciative of every subscriber I have. But if you compare, I'm not comparing myself. Don't misunderstand me. But you just kind of think, I would have more than 16,300 people. Well, it's a little over that now, but only the 16 shows. But I'm just saying, I would have thought by now I might have 35 after 9 years, you would think. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with YouTube's algorithm, but it's weird. I'll have a video and just suddenly overnight I'll just get hundreds of views, and then it's like a switch just goes off, and then there's no traffic. And it says a lot of my traffic comes from people just searching, and then I don't know, but whatever, the algorithm, you know, my videos, I think they're okay. I know they're not professional, I understand that, but y'all know this is, you see my mess behind me, this is my real kitchen. This is actually, my quote set is a breakfast nook that we don't use because the way my kitchen's laid out. And then here, let's see, I don't know if it's going to work. Nope. For some reason, it's not working. I got another webcam and it's at a different angle. And, well, maybe it is working and I just can't see it. Nope. It's not working. Anyway, my kitchen's over this direction. And so this is my real kitchen, and this is my real stuff. This is stuff I use in the show and in real life. And you know that, Marie. You've been with me for so long. Smiley face back to you, NJ. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping in. Like I was telling Marie, I don't know what you heard, but this was just impromptu. I didn't plan it. I'm just now getting equipment and everything. My webcam's hooked back up where I can go live. And I do want to go live and talk to y'all sometimes. And you know, now I'm not a chef or anything like that. Y'all know that. But if there is something that's not too hard, and I'm happy to try to make something for somebody on a request. I've got a couple of requests right now. I've even got, I think Sarah Kerr wants me to show her how I clean my cast iron, which isn't anything fancy, but people want to see that stuff because they want to know if they're doing something right or wrong. There's not really a right or wrong way anyway, but I am going to show that. Maybe it's after the pan's all funky from making smothered pork chops or something next week. Whenever I'm going to film that, I'll do it maybe. And here I'm looking at comments. Hey Marie, let's see. Thank you, Marie. You know you're always a sweetheart. You're really one of the ones, you have stuck by me for so long, and I appreciate it. It's been several years now, and I appreciate you with my illnesses and everything, my lulls and all that. And you've stuck with me, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's not a I don't mean it. It's not a jealous thing. It's just that even on a numbers game, you'd think I'd have more than this in my 9th year, you know. And then it is disheartening, I admit, to see somebody that's got, I'm not going to critique because I'm not perfect. Y'all know I've got some messy videos. Y'all know that. But all I'm saying is, say they're on the same par with me, and they came along 3 years ago, and they've got 250,000 subscribers, and I'm like, it's disheartening. That's the emotion I feel. It's not a jealousy. It's what am I doing that I'm still just here. So, but I'm just going to keep plodding along. You know, a lot of people would have given up after this long, but I'm not. I'm just going to keep cooking for y'all. You know I am. I got a bunch of good stuff. Hey, Marie, do y'all make soul cakes there? Do y'all make those? And NJ, I've only got I've got a few people here, but if you're watching, I love Marie. She's one of my very long time subscribers, and she's in New Zealand, and there's 16-hour difference. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm on Eastern Standard Time, and she's 16 hours ahead. And I'm excited. I've made them a few times through the years. It's not like it was a tradition, but I did make them off and on when the kids were younger and stuff. And I'm going to actually make those this year for October. I thought it'd be fun to do and something different to do. And so anyway, yeah, I'm going to do that. They're called soul cakes. And they, it's my understanding they were originally, and this is what I told my kids, I hope I was right, back in the day when they'd go around, like before there was trick or treating, uh, they'd go around, and I don't know if it was in lieu of them playing a prank on whoever, but they would hand out a soul cake to everybody as they came along, hopefully that they wouldn't, mess them up, egg their windows or whatever they used to do back in the day. We're talking about several hundred years back. But I love that stuff, so. Really? Okay. Yeah, a lot of people haven't, but I don't know if it's because I'm a foodie or whatever. My sister originally, this is years ago, my sister's the one that talked about them. My sister didn't cook. I loved her very much. Wendy was my sister, and she's the one that introduced me to them. She didn't make them, but she saw something in an article, and she said, y'all ought to make some of these. And I didn't do it for a long time, and then I finally did. And they're different. They're kind of they're kind of more of a cookie. They call them cakes, but they're kind of more like a shortbread, kind of. I would think texture-wise, that's the best description. So, well, we're going to find out together about them anyway, Marie. We're going to make them and see if y'all like them. And all kinds of stuff. I've got some other Halloween recipes even that seems like something comes up every single year. I do have some of my Halloween recipes in a playlist, but I actually have some I've never made for y'all. And and if you don't know, my youngest son just turned 21, so my children are grown now. They're 26, 24, soon to be 25, and 21. So I don't have any little ones anymore, and we're at that stage, thank goodness right now, we're at the stage so far where there aren't any grandbabies, so I'm not there yet. We're in that in-between stage, and hopefully we stay that way for a little while. I mean, I'm ready, but not ready. I'm old enough, good Lord, y'all. I just had a birthday, I'm old, and I'm plenty old enough to be a grandmother, that's for sure. So, I'm going to come, and I've got some Christmas ones. Believe it or not, as many Christmas things as I've made, there's still other things that I have always wanted to make for y'all, and I hadn't done it. And this year, if they do that, I don't know, they've done it every year, but they have it's called There we go. I'm so sorry. The batteries died on. I'm so proud. I got this wireless mic, but these are batteries that came with it. I probably shouldn't have used them. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. I hope it wasn't too long. That was a disaster. I probably should have checked batteries before I started the live stream, right? But Marie, I don't know if you heard me. What I was saying is I didn't know that, and I'm older than you. I'm 58. Of course, we always went trick-or-treating. And I don't know if that's, I honestly don't know. I know other countries did do trick-or-treating differently, which is, of course, how you got the jack-o'-lantern. Of course, they started out making them out of turnips. And, you know, and I don't know how, I used to would have known, you know, sepsis. Y'all know I forget stuff. In the middle of a video, obviously, too. I probably should have written notes to myself for this. But it was impromptu, so there you go. But anyway, I don't know if the commercialization of it is an American thing. I don't know, because all I know is I think my parents didn't exactly trick-or-treat like we did. It had not gotten its momentum all the way. They were definitely trick-or-treating, but my daddy was very little during the Depression. I don't know if anybody would have had money for candies. I really don't know, and of course I can't ask him now, but that'd be interesting to look up anyway. And speaking of Depression, I've even got some Depression recipes I'd like to share on the channel. I don't know how they'll go over, but hey, including me, our budget has changed. Things have, the food prices and everything, y'all, crazy. Yeah, thank you, NJ. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, at least it was just a battery. Can you imagine? And my son had to, if he came down and clapped, so I'd look and he said, check your mic. And then I saw it had turned itself off. Well, you know, nowadays that usually means batteries. But anyway, yeah, we always trick-or-treat. When I was a kid, I was always a witch or a gypsy or a vampire. Even when I was very, very little, I always wanted to be a witch or I wanted to be a ghost, but my mama didn't want me to be a ghost, I guess. I don't know, they didn't have any good ghost costumes. I didn't want to be Casper, the friendly ghost. I wanted to be scary. And my brother was always a mummy or Frankenstein, or he was Dracula too, or stuff like that. My brother's 3 years older than me. I don't know if you're watching or not. If you are, hello, brother. I doubt you are. And I think he had plans tonight. So anyway, and that's about it. I can't. Yes, Marie, I'm telling you, and you can't find chicken thighs. Now, I want to ask this question. How come you got a bunch of wings and you got a bunch of, you saw I did I did wings and drumsticks. You know why? For the last 4 or 5 months, that's hardly all I can find for chicken. I do have some chicken breasts in there, but I'm trying to save them for something good because I haven't been able to replace them. It's just crazy. And where's the other part of the chicken? If you got the legs and you got the wings, but you don't have the breasts or the thighs, because I'm sure they must be going to restaurants and stuff. That's the only thing I can come up with. They're commercial companies that do other things with chicken, be it frozen or whatever, commercial entities. And but yeah, I mean, it's been crazy here, y'all. The gas has come down a little bit, but the price on food have gone up so much. My budget has just been shot to you know where and back. It's rough. It's been rough, and there are some people, I don't know how they. And you know, we're a one-income family. With my health the way it is, I had good jobs, but I haven't been able to work in, gosh, 23, 24 years now. Long time. So I've been used to being one income, but it's a two-income world, as I always say, and so it's hard to make it. And my husband's got a good job. He's been there a very, very, very long time, but it's just not the same. I never planned to stay at home. It just worked out that way, and it couldn't be helped. So I had to adjust. Even before my third son was born, I had already adjusted way down. And we always made it, you know. We couldn't take elaborate vacations anywhere. We've been on a couple, but they were, you know, they weren't fancy or anything. We never could go to the Grand Canyon or anything like that. But in my youth, I traveled quite a bit. I've been all over the place. I haven't been out of the country, which I'd love to. I'd love to see New Zealand, speaking of. One day. But the world's so crazy now that you can't even think like that anymore. You can't even plan things. And I mean, I'm into ancestry, and I like to do all that stuff, and I would love to backtrack and go to where my ancestors hailed from, some places, you know. So I'm rambling, aren't I knew I would do this. I don't even know how long we've even been going. Does this thing tell me? Let me look. I don't know how long we've been going. Let me look. I'm trying to look. Because I don't know. No, it doesn't tell me that. I'm sure it does. I just don't know where. I should have put a timer on so I can look. Oh, I see it now. It's so small. Glasses would help. Oh, 27 minutes. Well, y'all, I don't want to keep you. I love rambling to y'all. Well, yeah, that is the point of the stream, I guess. I try to be, I don't try to be. I am, when I'm cooking for y'all, I am just me. It's just like, and sitting here talking to me, it's just like if we were having a cup of tea or coffee and just chit-chatting, you know. And thank you, Marie. As usual, you're a sweetheart. No, yeah, it's Dave, it's 27 minutes or 28 now. No, 27 minutes. But yeah, I get nervous. Can you believe I'm a blabbermouth? But I get nervous, and I had stuff I wanted to talk about, but I forgot about it. Now I kind of want to. I know that I know it's not cooking, but and Marie, you know this. I have nearly passed from sepsis several times now. 3 times. One time they caught it before it went full blown, and that was a blessing. That was last year when I had pneumonia. After, Marie, you remember I had my gallbladder out. I was kind of wiped out for a while on that one. And but in 2017, 3 months apart, I had sepsis very, very badly. I don't even hardly have any memories of the hospital. That's how bad it was. And I didn't remember anybody coming to see me, anything like that. But they did. But I have no recollection of it. And it was pretty rough. And then, and Marie, you know, my husband's from Ohio. We had gone up to sell my mother-in-law's condo. We were closing it down. The closing was scheduled for the next day. And just like that, I was ill again. They had to call 911. I ended up, my worst fear, being in ICU up in Ohio. And then it was, I had gastro something. And I had a full-blown infection. And then that triggered the sepsis. And my point is, I know I'm rambling, but my point is, people do not know, and September is Sepsis Awareness Month. And that's why I'm talking about this. It's nearly taken my life 3 times, but here's what I didn't know. I thought I'd heard of sepsis. Most people have. They just think it's a bad infection. Well, guess what? Once you've had it full blown, it hides in your system. It never, ever leaves your system. So see, now I know. If I start running a fever, I've got to get to the hospital. If I've got a full-blown fever, the sepsis can ride in on that infection, wherever that infection is in your body. Like the sepsis was triggered the last time from, and then I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, but it was this flare-up, and they were talking about surgery, and I'm like, oh, no. I'm going home. If I drive home passed out, I am not having surgery up here. And of course we had just sold the condo, so we wouldn't have had anyway. Again, I'm rambling. But my point is people don't know that. They might know it's a bad disease, and they might know it can kill you. But even if you get through it, as they explained to me, it just hides in your body. It's dormant, it's waiting for an infection. So I have to be very, for lack of a better word, diligent on any symptoms I am having. And Marie, you know this too, on top of everything else, I got kidney issues, so I'm doing pretty good with that right now. Not great, but pretty good. But I'm hanging in there. And I'm just staying concentrated on, hey, Hedy, what's cooking? I am. Still working on that cookbook, if I can ever get. I think at this point, I don't even know. I might just get it ready and just have it digitally, if I can speak, edition. And maybe have it where it would go to print later. I don't know, but it's a lot of work. I mean, because sometimes when I put my, I always have the full recipe, y'all, you know that, and NJ, I bet you know that by now. But when I put that in there, a lot of times I can say as shown in video, especially if I went step by step, and it's very, I've instructed thoroughly on what I'm, writing about in the description. But if I'm doing that for a cookbook, I've got to reword that whole thing, and then I'd have to cook every dish I put in there, for photos and all that stuff. So that's a lot of work too, and stuff like that. So yeah, let me check. Yep, I'm caught up on messages. I know I'm silly, but that's kind of it. I mean, I feel like I'm rambling. Anybody want to say something? Well, I think I have 3 people. And one of those is my son, one's Marie, one's NJ, so I think I know who's in here. It's kind of like we're having a one-on-one conversation. Oh gosh, you have no idea how long I've been working on that thing, and sometimes I just have to put it down. It's a lot, because then I'd have to break down the contents, and then I got to break down categories and blah blah blah. It's a lot. I will get it done, but I don't know. I'm just trying to keep working on content right now, and the truth is, my biggest time of the year is coming up. My biggest time is October, November, December. Why? Because people are cooking for the holidays. That's probably what it is, and that's the only thing I can think of. So I want to have more content available, and once in a while I'll have a video just blow up. But used to, way back, when I only had 1,500 subscribers, 2,000, I got more views on videos than I do now. And that's what, it's a head scratcher, that's for sure. So, well, Marie, I could probably do that. I didn't even think about doing that. I was just going to put it all in one big one. But you're right, I could. I bet if I wanted to put it in print, probably having more of it'd be a book, but more like a booklet size, and just do them a little at a time. And I'm not trying to get rich off of them. I mean, I would probably only barely cover cost on them. But, well, thank you. I love doing them. I think it's fun. I do love doing the holiday cooking. And seems like something happens every year. But believe it or not, I'm already working on, just like I mentioned the soul cakes earlier, I'm working on holiday content already. And luckily, I had a Vlogmas listing to cover all 24 days, and I can still take that. Now, I've actually done some recipes off that through the year after I got, because of YouTube. I don't want to say it, get flagged or something. So you know what I mean? That thing, that horrible thing that ruined everything. But yeah, I can start from that list and add in some, I mean, I can't tell you how many recipes I've got. And they're not, and look, they're not recipes that I make all the time. Now I do have, I believe it or not, I do have some other ones that I make quite a bit. I've just never shot a video for it. I hope I'm not shaking that camera too bad. But I just realized when I move a certain way, I just did it, wiggled the camera. So, but yeah, I'm gonna fill that list in and then work off of that. So, filling in the ones I have shot this year. Also, somebody, I don't remember who, somebody had, two people, they want that lemon triple threat cake. Somebody had requested a coconut version, and then somewhere somebody actually private emailed me at Hedy, what's cooking at gmail.com, but I think it's got the G in it. I don't know, I'll have to double check that. But anyway, they want the chocolate version, because I had mentioned this is a really good chocolate version too, so I'll probably do that coming up and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, I'm just filling in. And I realized I made some last week, and one of the kids said something, and I realized I've never even made my Southern style just fried okra. And I couldn't believe that. And then last week, so after they mentioned it, I had made it with some frozen okra when I made it last. That's when they mentioned it. And so I thought, well, I guess for a video, you can use frozen or fresh. I don't know about where y'all are, but I mean, the okra has been horrible. I don't even know why anybody would pay for a penny for it. That's how bad it's been. So, I got a lot of videos like that. Some stuff I make, I mean, sometimes I have recipes I've done already, but I do them different ways. So, I mean, I've got a lot of stuff coming up that I could. Well, you know what? Like I said, this is actually a breakfast area. Now, I've got a table. It's not very big. It might look bigger than it is. It's probably about, this might be 9 or 10 feet from my window to back here, and then about the same. It's kind of like a little square. And like I said, it's a breakfast nook. And of course, I have rigging up with my lights up. And I face the window, so if it's daytime, I actually don't have to have every single light on, because I prefer as much natural light as I can use, and so forth and so on. But it's not very big, but economically speaking, these silver shells, I just kind of had the idea, and over here back, over the white cabinet here, you see, I've got a magnetic board, and it comes with different hooks. You can order different hooks that you want, and I keep my rolling pin, and I've got stuff like back there, and I've got a magnetized knife holder, and I don't put all my knives in there, but all my big knives I do, and stuff like that. I got colanders and rolling pins and all that kind of stuff, and it does help. I mean, because I've got shells, but girl, I got my grandmother's, I drive my kids crazy. I don't have them all out even, believe it or not. I have my mother's wedding china. I have my grandmother's dishes. I have, what else? I've had dishes I've bought over the years. I've got a lot of my mama's everyday stuff that I use. And I use a lot of that stuff in the videos, as you know. Some of my stainless steel bowls, some of them are what are mine, and then some of my really old beat up ones I love to use, they were mama's, and I've used them since I was teenagers. So I like using stuff that we use, my mom and daddy used, because it just makes me feel, and I've told y'all that before in videos, it makes me feel connected to them. I was extremely close with my mama and daddy and my big sister, and it's now I've got nephews and all that, and there's great nieces and nephews, of course. I love them all to death. But I'm talking about my immediate family growing up. It's just me and my brother left. And I was the youngest. And we were never rich. We never had money. My daddy was a policeman. And, and back then, my mama did not work. She did have a couple of jobs here and there, and they would save all the money she earned. And then, but we always grew up tight on one income too, because in the 70s, that's when the ladies started going to work and all that kind of stuff. And so it was always tight, Hi, Mr. Privacy. Hello, hello. Well, I'm so glad you joined in. I appreciate you so much. You know that. I always try to. A lot of times when I do not have time to sit down and write a comment, I'll put the heart and then I'll try to go back and do that. And I appreciate the sweet comments and stuff from you and everybody so much. It just makes me smile, just grinning ear to ear. And Mr. Privacy, I'm just blabbing tonight. This is just a totally impromptu, not cooking anything, just rambling. And it's because we were trying to get set up where I can semi-do. I started trying to go live a couple of years ago, and I did. I had 3 or 4, I don't remember now, I never even looked back. But I am wanting to be regular doing that again. So we just now got everything hooked up. My middle son, he's my computer guy. I had a computer job years ago, and all my children, when they were in a diaper, still, little old bitty thing, I would put their hand on my mouse hand and show them how to move the mouse around. They've been doing it since they were 2. I mean, these kids, they learn quick. And my son, he can fix anything. He can probably fix anything from 1990 on up, and he knows all of the parts too, so I'm pretty proud of him. And he works for himself and does that. And my other son, they're also programmers, and they do that as well. So I'm pretty proud of them. They do a lot. Let's see here. Yep, okay. So I'm just blabbing. I guess I should end it. I'm probably boring everybody to death. I've been on here, no glasses on, about 43 minutes, I think. I just crossed over to 43, if my eyeballs are correct. So, anyway, I just love y'all so much. I want you to know that. I sincerely mean this. I'm not just saying it. And my regulars, y'all, you have no idea. You put a smile on my face. Sometimes you have no idea. I might have all my hair piled up on my head, and I might be just in the middle of a horrible, flat out sick and can't do anything, and I'll hop on there and I'll see y'all's comments, and they just make me grin in ear to ear, Thank you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Privacy. I appreciate it. Mwah! That's for you. I love y'all. You are amazing, and I always appreciate you. Be careful and be safe. Yes, Marie. Hey, I got my 3 boys, and so now, there's stuff, I can still do computer stuff, but I have not kept up. After he was old enough, he's been doing it. He has been really on fire since he's like 12, and he's 24 now. I just gave him the reins. I said, well, hey, I do not have to be the computer person anymore. It's you. So that's kind of what's happened. And guess what? I've said, Marie, I know you know this. You've heard me. Look, my kids can cook. And that's why I started Hey Hedy, What's Cooking. My middle son, the same one I was telling about computers, I was very sick, and I had some family recipes that I got to thinking, okay, if something happens to me, they're not going to know this because this is in my head. I've never written it down, and my mama didn't write it down, and my grandmother didn't write it down. I just learned how to make it. So that's how I started the channel, in case people don't know. That is what started it. What happened was I filmed several of them, and I was walking through the steps, and my son said, Mommy, look, you need to make a YouTube channel. I said, what? Are you kidding me? Now, I watched YouTube, but me? And I hate getting on camera. They force me to get on camera too. I mean, y'all know, you see my content. I like just being the hands because I feel like, you know, I'm not 20 and I don't have like my hair all perfect and I'm standing in front of the camera and cooking and you can't see the food. I don't need to see you throwing stuff in the pan. I want to see what's in the pan. So that's why I try to do those overhead shots, but he said, look, you'll do better if you get in the videos. So I made a compromise, and y'all know, like now I'll pop up. There's a time I wouldn't have wanted to do that because I hated doing it. I was so nervous trying to do this tonight. I don't know why, it's silly, but I just did it anyway. I'm trying to keep up and do what other people are doing. But no, I'm not going to be some cutesy with my perfect marble cabinets and look at me and oh yeah, that's what's in the pan. Okay, it's great. Oh, you know, and I do not have the money for all the fancy. They've got these $1,000 and $2,000 cameras. I can't do all that. So you know what? I'm just being me. That's like I tell y'all, this is my real kitchen. I got this old beat up table here. And something got on it. It's very sturdy, but it's just beat up looking. And that is something I'm going to work on because it just drives me nuts in my videos. And I'm even trying to go on TikTok. I've only got a few videos up on TikTok. I really don't like that either. But I'm trying to film now where I can film. It's so crazy. YouTube is like 16 by 9. So it's landscape, if you know, like on a printer, landscape. And then of course TikTok, it's got to be horizontal, so not horizontal, vertical. And but anyway, yeah, so it's crazy trying to fix the camera. So I finally figured out, finally had some software for my phone to be able to do both. And so, but I've still got to edit a bunch of videos for TikTok, but I'm just not into it very much, but I'm trying to spread my wings. But yeah, like I had said, you know, I taught my sons to cook because they can wash clothes, they can wash dishes, they can clean, and they can cook. And I hope my daughters-in-law, one day, there aren't any. None of my children are married yet. But when I get some, I hope they'll appreciate what I did for them. Oh, wait. Does that sound old-fashioned? Okay. So I'm old-fashioned. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm all for working. Like I said, I never planned to be a stay-at-home mother. But it was a blessing that I was able to. It was a blessing that I was able to. And we just made it work. We made it work. I grew up eating budget meals. I knew how to stretch food and make it work. And that's why sometimes I'm trying to show, if you don't have to stretch it, don't stretch it. But I do try to give alternatives in videos to stretch things. Like those cowboy beans, that's a budget stretcher. And that's 2 meals, that's 2 suppers. They refrigerate well, and then they heat up well again, you know, so. Oh yeah, I mean, and look, I look horrible with no makeup on. Now it's the weekend, and I'll try to slap some makeup on. And yes, I'm old-fashioned with that too. For my husband, I do try to fix up for my husband too. But there's no way I was going to get on here with just no. So I had to fix my eyebrows a little bit because I don't have. My kids say sometimes, "Do you even have any eyebrows?" I do, but they're just not. So I have to put brown eyebrow pencil on. And you know, and then my hair's you know, and Marie, you've been with me a long time. If you see really old videos, I don't even know. I'm going to take all those old videos down eventually. I've been trying to reshoot them to take them all down because I was even heavier than I am now back then. But y'all, I had curly hair. I've told y'all that a million times. I don't want to repeat myself, but when I got sick in 2017, I've had 19 or 20 surgeries since 2017. The majority being both my kidneys were full of kidney stones, and then I had blockages and stuff like that. I had a lot of trouble, very bad trouble. But I lost over half of my hair. Now, I had very, very thick hair. If I would have not had thick hair, I'd be bald by now probably. But I lost a lot of hair, and I have it, and some of it came back in, some of it didn't. But I'll tell you what happened. From the day I've been born, I had ringlets. I always had very curly hair. And now, so now, y'all see me, sometimes that hair's just hanging. It's horrible. I don't know what to do with it at my age. You can't grow up and you do your hair all these years, and then just suddenly when you're, you know, in your 50s already, it just, no, that's not your hair now. Now this is your hair. So I actually have to curl it because I don't feel normal if I don't. So I do that too. But yes, you see this, don't you? Ladies, you know, I keep it on my wrist quite a bit because when I get tired and my neck gets hot, that hair is going to be piled up if it's hot. And hey, I'm going to tell you what. You want to hear a secret since you're here so long and I'm blabbing your mouth off? I'm going to admit to y'all, sometimes when I make a video, I'm in my night shirt. Yeah, I said it. I'm in my long, comfy, sleep t-shirts. I love them. And so yeah, sometimes I'm not dressed, and that's why I'm not going to be on camera. No makeup, hair piled up, and I'm cooking for y'all. But see, that's the fun of YouTube. That is the fun of YouTube, isn't it? Yeah, I know. And my hair, I'm trying to be age appropriate. I've always looked terrible with short hair, so I probably never just whack it off. But you know, my hair, it grows fast, even though it's not my hair. But I cut it off back in April. I cut about 5 inches off because you know but see, it grows while I've got it piled on my head, and I'm just combing it out and throwing it back up on top of my head. Well, before you know it, it's grown out really long again. And so I'm trying to keep it just medium, you know. So yeah. I actually put this shirt on for y'all. And it's just a lady's t-shirt, you know. Show y'all Brazil. You know, and I'm thinking, and you know, before I got sick last year, I was also thinking, sometimes I don't know how to do it. It might be a flop. Sometimes I've wanted to start just a channel where it is just us chit-chatting and stuff, and maybe having a dress-up night where we all fix up and primp around and that kind of stuff. And that might be fun. I don't know. But, yeah. I took my love of cooking and my wanting to show my boys and maybe grandchildren, if I'm not here, they can see their grandmama cooking and stuff like that. So that's why I've stuck with it. And then when you get people, you know, Marie and J. Mr. Privacy, he's come on, and I've got a few others. They're not here tonight because this was impromptu, you know. But, you know, Marie, as you know, I mean, I just love y'all. And so I have grown to, I think of y'all. Believe it or not, I think of y'all. When I'm thinking about things, I'm thinking of y'all. So, Luana, hello. Speaking of, see, Luana's one of my girls. I enjoy seeing her. And Luana, if you're just joining, I'm just rambling. I'm testing settings and stuff like that. And I'm just rambling. No cooking tonight or anything. I'm just saying, hey, it was impromptu Saturday night, and I know I've been on here. I've been on here almost an hour. I'll probably wrap it up here soon, but yeah, Luana, I was just saying, you know, y'all's comments just make me smile, and I appreciate you, and I single you out because you leave me so many sweet comments. I appreciate it. I really do. So this for you. Mwah. And Marie's my girl. Well, good. I'm glad you are along for the ride. But anyway, yeah, I'm wanting to, a couple of years ago, I did 3 or 4 lives, and I got really sick, and then you just kind of get out of the habit of it, and I'm nervous on camera anyway, And I know you wouldn't believe it by the way I ramble, but I am. I do get very nervous. I was so nervous before I hit live, I couldn't hardly swallow. So I had my drink here, my Kool-Aid, sugar-free Kool-Aid, and a raspberry lemonade. I love it. And but I've been trying to get my brother. He doesn't want to come on here, and he's got a couple of things, and he's never been a cook. Now my daddy, he loved to cook, and my mama was an amazing cook, and my daddy got really good, and I've told y'all both my grandmothers. But my brother, that when he's gotten older, he's 3 years older than I am, and he cooks. I think he cooks 2 nights a week now. And I'm like, I'm so proud of him. And he'll call me up and he'll say, like, now what are you talking about when I'm watching your video? I'm like, well, what are you making? So I help him, and I enjoy that, though. I love it that he calls me and asks me that. I'm like, oh my gosh, what would Mom and Daddy be thinking that you're cooking? So we laugh about that. Much love to you, darling. I appreciate it. I really do. Your comments. I was telling Maria earlier, and anybody that was in, I mean, the comments really just, I feel them in my heart, and I mean that. I truly, truly mean that. And so I just love y'all, and I just want to keep cooking for y'all, and I've got a few requests in that people ask me to cook a different version of something or whatever, and I write it on my list. It might take me a minute because, of course, I try to plan out. I've already got my next 10 videos planned out. And you got to kind of stick to a schedule. I used to be harem scarum, but, and sometimes you can probably tell in the editing, sometimes I am just making supper, and I'll tell y'all that. Look, I was just making this, and I realized I didn't make a video for it, and it's quick and easy, so boom, 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 and there we go. And so that's what I do. But I'm just me to y'all. I love y'all. I don't put on airs. I'm just regular people. You know, I'm not rich. I'm not broke, but getting pretty broke with all the grocery prices and gas prices, I can tell you that. And stuff like that. So I have to look too far to see the comments. I think we're going to move that. My son will help me do all that. So, but I got some good stuff. Look, I want to show y'all. I'm doing an experiment right now, and I haven't decided which is which, but I don't know about where y'all are. And Marie, do they call that double cream where you are? Heavy cream? Do they call it heavy cream, or like in Britain they call it double cream? It's the same thing. But off and on through the years, I'll definitely make my own butter. But then, you know, when things were cheaper, it was just as cheap to buy butter, like at Sam's or something. I'd get a 4-pack, and I freeze my butter. But I've gotten back to what I'm doing my experiment on is what I want to find out is the price of heavy cream versus the price of a pound of butter, and which one I'm going to do that experiment coming up. And I'll show you how I make my butter anyway. But if you get extra butter by making it yourself, and it's fun to do. It's fun to do with kids too. My sons used to help me, and you know, like I said, they're grown. You get in the habit of buying, and then I've always got butter in the freezer, but it's getting so expensive, y'all. Good heavens! Depending on what kind you buy, it can be $5 for a pound of butter. And my point is, if you can make your own butter and get, I'm not sure you can get a pound and a half out of a quart, and that's the experiment I'm going to do. But if you get a pound and a half of butter, and it's so easy to make, you do it with a hand mixer or a stand mixer, it doesn't matter. If you get more butter and the cream costs, say, $4.15, you are coming out ahead if you're on a budget stretcher and want butter, you know, because you don't want to be using margarine, because that's really, not that butter's great, but compared, margarine sucks. So, yeah, I don't use margarine. But a lot of people do. I mean, we used it off and on growing up, but that's back when they said it was healthy for you. My parents they did Southern style stuff just like I do. Like some of the stuff you see me make, this is not stuff I make all the time, like if it's really bad or fattening. I'm not sitting around making it once a week, that's for sure. And but yeah, anyway, that's an experiment I got coming up, so that's kind of gonna be fun. And I realized the other day, a couple of weeks ago, I made a pound cake and I'd already taken it out of the oven. And I remember I said, well, I made a pound cake on the show. And guess what? I realized I have not. So I hadn't even made my regular pound cake. I did though. The reason I thought I had is sometimes I film something and maybe a whole crucial segment, something will go wrong. So I'll just scrap the whole video. And that's what happened, because I remember filming, making a pound cake, but guess what? I don't have it. And I know that's probably what happened, but stuff like that. I'm still rambling. Still rambling. I know y'all want me to shut up. It's been an hour and 1 minute. So I'm gonna, look, Marie, NJ, Luana, everybody, Mr. Privacy, if you see the end of this later, I know you're driving, be careful. But I want y'all to know I wholeheartedly, you know, I've said it a million times, I'm going to tell you again, I love y'all. And I do mean that. And y'all brought a smile to my face more than once a day. I love it. And I'm just trying to keep plodding along. I'm not getting views on my, like I said in the beginning, algorithm on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with me. But I'm not getting recommended. I'm not showing up. Sometimes I'll have a really good video and it'll take 3 days to hit 100 views. And back in the day even, I could put out just a regular video and I didn't even have a mic back then. I had no lighting and I'd hit 1,000 views in less than 2 days, and I only had maybe 3,000 subscribers or less. So it's a weird, they change around, YouTube changes around, messes with that algorithm. And then suddenly I'll have one and it'll literally, I had one back in May and I got 1,500 views overnight, and for me, that these days that's just amazing. Now I have videos that I've had out a long time, and I've got one of them over 200,000, which is good for a channel my size. But anyway, I just keep plodding along for y'all, and I just say, well, somebody might need this recipe later, and then of course as I'm filming it, of course my sons will always have it, so I'm doing that for them as well, which is why I started the channel. Thank you, Marie. I'm so glad. And you know, before I went live, I said to my son one day, I said, my girl Marie, I don't know if she'll be able to see this because there's 16 hours time difference. So, but anyway, I'm going to close it up for now, y'all. I am going to do live. What I want to do is I want to use the community tab more. I know that, so I'm going to have to do a screen sharing video that shows how to get to the, so many people do not know. And I quit posting on them because nobody was seeing, maybe 5 people were seeing my post. And so I quit even posting on there. But a lot of people know about the community tab, so I figure if I put out content showing, here's how to get to my community. Sometimes, because even when I'm sick, I could blog something to y'all and give you a picture or something, let you know I'm breathing. So, but anyway, I am doing stuff. I'm working on stuff. I'll probably have something up. I've got one I might could get edited by tomorrow, but it'll probably be Monday. And I am planning on the lives. And Marie, you know I'm thinking about you with the live times. So I would actually have I want to put where I can say this is when I'm going to live stream next. So people are prepared if they want to join. But anyway, I'm going to close it out. And here's a hug. I love y'all, and I will see y'all next time. It'll be real soon, and we will talk again. Marie, thank you for staying with me, and everybody that stopped in and you've been in here. I appreciate it so much, and it's still been pretty rough. Thank you. And I love you, Marie, and everybody, Luana, everybody. I'll see you next time. Deep, thank you, honey. I love you, and I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next. I'm going to hit stop recording. Love y'all. Mean it. Mwah.